with different, which is infiltrated by inflammatory cells. In chronic inflammation, it will be granulomatous or non-granulomatous, if you remember. Yeah? Okay, these are lungs. So what you can see here? We can see here hemorrhage, yes? Hemorrhage, which is red in color, and infiltration by inflammatory cells. Inflammatory exudate, which is hemorrhagic exudate, U-shaped nucleus of the cells. These are neutrophils, yes, acute inflammation. About the wall of alveoli, this alveolar wall is thickened here. Then a thickened alveolar wall. In the lungs, there is exudate. Here also visible hemosiderin due to lysis of the RBCs. This is hemorrhagic pneumonia due to flu. Hemorrhagic exudate with RBCs, neutrophils, hemosiderin, and thickened alveolar wall. Here you will not see something new, because we already discussed everything with you the previous classes, but this is new. Yes. So how do you think? What is an organ? Just a minute.
Tonsil.
Huh? What did you say?
Tonsils.
This is skin. Skin, this is hypodermis. This is dermis, yes, with the sweat glands. Thick skin, yes, there are no hair follicles and sebaceous glands. Thick skin, and what you can see here. Epidermis is thickened. Yes? Thickened, very thick. Epidermis, hyperkeratosis is visible, means hyperproduction of keratin. And cells of stratum basale, stratum spinosum, they show us cells with the, which are infiltrated by structures, intraviral structures. Eosinophilic intraviral means inside viral particles, viral structures in the cytoplasm of the keratinocytes. Looks like molluscum. Molluscums bodies, also known as molluscum bodies. These are intraviral inclusions. What else? Area with this structure is separated from the normal. From the epithelium, you can find the, some outlines, yes, between regions with the accumulation of the cells with intraviral inclusion. So this line, border line, also known as acanthosis, between different compartments of this virus. This is a pox virus. It's called the molluscum contagiosum of the skin. It's due to pox virus, DNA virus. You understood what this pox virus is? No? Yes, of course. Continue. Lungs, yes. In lungs, you can find round-shaped several round-shaped structures, purple in color. Exudate in the lumen of alveoli, alveolar ducts, yes. let's look at the round shaped structures, which are small. So we don't show large necrosis, caseous necrosis. We show minute caseous necrosis. And in the center of this structure, I want to find the proper structure. Show. In the bronchus, bronchial wall, again with exudate and infiltrated by inflammatory cells. Okay, let's take this one. This one will take. So what we can find here? Slipper-shaped nucleus of the cells, if you remember. What is this? Elongated slipper-shaped nucleus of the cells. These are epithelioid cells, also macrophages visible, and here U-shaped appearance of the nucleus in the cell, in giant cell. U-shaped appearance. What does it mean? This giant cell is called as Langhans giant cell. What is this? It is tubercle. Outer line of the tubercle is surrounded by single layer of lymphocytes. So here again, in center, Langhans giant cell surrounded by macrophages and epithelioid cells and surrounded by layer of lymphocytes. There are few small tubercles. How is called this type of tuberculosis? Miliary tuberculosis. This is miliary tuberculosis. Again, lungs. Bronchial visible. Again, tubercle. Granuloma. In center is visible, properly visible, caseous necrosis, pinkish color, amorphous material. Then again, Langhans giant cell surrounded by epithelioid cells, lymphocytes, and this area shows us fibrosis. Which type of tuberculosis? Secondary tuberculosis. So again, lung tissue, but here, this area, show you area, acellular, yes? Pinkish color area, amorphous, large area, very large, caseous necrosis here, surrounded by diffuse cellular infiltration means here macrophages, lymphocytes, this chronic inflammation, the severe tuberculosis in pneumonia, severe tuberculosis. Diffuse infiltration by inflammatory cells in center casus necrosis, very large area affected by this type of the infection. Visible, yes? Casus necrosis, very large. Surrounded by diffuse infiltration by inflammatory cells.
Slide નું નામ શું? Slide name.
Casus pneumonia, form of severe form of casus pneumonia, severe form of the tuberculosis. Так. Myocardium.
Heart.
Cardiac myocytes. Between cardiac myocytes, we can see, first of all, spaces, yes, means there is fluid, exudate, and infiltration by inflammatory cells, neutrophils, pass here, separative myocarditis and necrosis of the cardiac myocytes. Pyknosis, karyorrhexis, karyolysis of the cells, swelling of the cells, eosinophilia of the cells, exudate with inflammatory cells, which are the neutrophils, and also some microorganisms here will be present. It is separative myocarditis.
Edema. No? Edema. Edema.
Edema, no, it's of course edema. Edema due to pus. Pus here. Pus, what is this? Liquid, liquefactive necrosis, yes?
Super.
Liquid and the inflammatory cells, death, dying cells, alive, dead, dying cells, neutrophils and microorganisms. Cells of microorganisms. Again, lungs, yes. Wall hyperemic of the alveolar alveolar duct. And you can see an area which has exudate with many inflammatory cells. We can find here destruction of the wall of the lungs, yes, in some localized areas. Hyperemic blood vessels in the wall of the alveolar alveolar ducts, and fibrinous exudate, pinkish in color. Fibrinous exudate. This is purulent destructive pneumonia in sepsis. Sepsis in the last one. Valve, the heart. Valve. Understood? This is valve of the heart. Endocardium, the part of it. Valve. Here. What area? This one. Shape. Understood? find here is the valvulitis or endocarditis. We can see with you fibrinous necrosis, infiltration by inflammatory cells. Vegetations of the valve. Remember what is vegetation, yes? On the valve, like planted areas due to thromb formation, for example, due to damage of the wall of the endocardium. And on this plate we can see accumulation of platelets, fibrinous necrosis in this area, and infiltration by inflammatory cells. So these are vegetations with platelets, RBCs, thrombus formation on these areas, and inflammatory cells infiltration. And purple color, this is infiltration by inflammatory cells and also microorganisms accumulation. Pinkish color, platelets and fibrinous necrosis in this area. Valvulitis. That's all.